Good morning, coffee moaners. Nadia is just literally popping her trousers on over there. How are we all? Good morning. You may have noticed, though I've only been on for 6 seconds, it says morning coffee.
Oh, morning coffee.
Because I'm not having a coffee.
Actually just putting my trousers on.
She's putting her trousers on. I've got my coffee moaning mug. Very, very happy. Right, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Coffee Moaning and Groaning.
I'm going to do
The world is absolutely crazy. We have been told again overnight to ignore our lying eyes, and we're going to be going into that. But please, if you could just hit the subscribe button and please share our videos so that the news that is actually going on gets out there. It helps these videos, and please, with other independent channels as well, do the same, because while we are distracted by what we're talking about today, there is a genocide raging. There is a nation being wiped out. So we need to get everything shared.
Well, and on that note, so we've got, there's a lot of news out there, least of all, the fact that when you wake up to the news that Russia has, or rather Russian drones have been shot down by Poland over Poland, and NATO are meeting, that in and of itself should be enough to throw us into complete tailspin. I just want to apologize. I had every intention last night, or we had every intention last night after the Sunday show, of going live in some capacity around the bombing in Qatar. I posted something on my Instagram. I was just so broken with tiredness by the end of the evening. I just couldn't face it. And there was a lot of news. And then literally as we got into bed, the second news story that we're talking about today, another drone or cigarette butt was dropped on, being ironic, on
it's just a little cigarette butt.
The Gaza Flotilla. So we've got lots of clips. On that note about let's not forget what's happening in Gaza, I've got some of what I think, or I've got a clip of what I think is some of the most shocking Israeli shot drone footage. I don't know if anyone's seen it, which gives you just a sense of the magnitude of the problem in Gaza. You don't see blood. There's no specific body harm, but it's quite a shocking piece of footage.
Yes, Oxygen's Magica. Yeah, apparently there was a cigarette butt that struck in Qatar as well.
God is flicking his butt.
And Zoe, who just joined me for a live yoga class, who said, "Oh, I was all calm and now I feel anxious again." So doing the yoga in the morning, like right now I'm sitting here and I'm using that breath work again, because we have to be able to go out into the world, don't we? So those deep breaths really do bring the anxiety and
by great contrast, panic. I haven't done yoga, so I'm anxious.
Yeah, so he's as high as a kite with anxiety.
But the other news I also want to share with you, which is breaking as we speak. It's not exactly breaking news, and we knew it was coming. But when I just saw the headline, it reminded me yet again, but due to various other commitments, I couldn't get to down. I wanted to be on Downing Street yesterday. But look, this is the headline on the front of The Guardian as we speak. Keir Starmer will meet Israeli President Isaac Herzog as MPs express grave concern at the visit.
Oh, well,
He's heading to Downing Street.
I'm so
pleased
morning. There are MPs. Are they speaking out? I haven't seen anything about this.
60 MPs. It's not enough. It's not a lot. It's not great. And that includes, I think, people like the Green Party.
I didn't expect anything.
No, exactly. So we're entertaining a genocidal maniacal country, a rogue state, as Qatar have described.
Who is attacking all over the place.
Yeah.
And wiping out a people, and are responsible for a man-made famine. Men, women, children, newborns dying every day when there is food 2 miles away, and our Prime Minister is welcoming him here.
So just remember that. Remember that. Keir Starmer, not
Disgusting.
A shred of embarrassment.
Nothing.
Not a shred of... I would even respect him more if he chose to meet him quietly in a Premier Inn somewhere.
But what about an apology?
Try and conceal it.
What about, like, I'm terribly sorry, but I have to do this. This is for just something. He just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Like there was a clash. You mean a diary clash?
Something.
Yeah, anything.
Just humorous that you notice us.
Yeah. This is a man walking into 10 Downing Street who signed missiles. Signed missiles, Starmer, you genocide charmer.
Who's apparently a human rights lawyer. And was okay defending or prosecuting for the genocide instead. I mean, let's not forget that.
I've just realised there is something slightly more sinister than Keir Starmer in the gimp suit. And do you know what it is?
What?
Him slowly unzipping it.
Oh, don't, please. No, Mark, I can't do that. Don't do that. Don't stop now. And I mean it. Carry on.
Evil.
Oh.
Evil. It's evil what Starmer's doing. It's evil. He is an automaton. He has zero capacity for compassion or understanding.
I think the RAF planes and US planes were there to refuel the Israeli planes.
On that note, I want to give a big shout out to my friend Christos, who last night, Christos, I literally passed out last night whilst you were sending me all of your... Christos was monitoring the flight activity in the Middle East is beyond shocking. The tacit support of Typhoon jets, was it? Bombers. The RAF, Keir Starmer, came out yesterday, and this is we're talking about the attack that Israel conducted on another sovereign nation's soil, Qatar, in Doha, to take out the Hamas senior negotiating team. Now, in the spirit of transparency, Israel's argument is this is a direct response to the bus shooting. But Hamas's argument is that the bus shooting is a direct response to the genocide. And you can begin to get an idea of how this rolls on and rolls on until, when you're Israel, for some reason, history only starts on October the 7th. But history doesn't just start on October the 7th for Israel, does it? Because then they very quickly jump to 4,000 years ago and their claims on the land. So it's all very selective, all of this. But the one thing you don't do is hit anyone in another country. You just don't do it, though Israel has done it many times. They did it in Lebanon, they did it in Syria, and they did it in Iran. Targeted missiles, targeted. In this instance, ironically, Turkish intelligence notified Qatar, and they managed to get, I think, all of the Hamas delegates out of the way. But 6 people were still killed.
But did you see, like, there was 2 nurseries in close proximity?
Yes.
There was, they just don't care.
Yes.
Let's not forget when they very proudly used the pager system in the markets.
Oh yeah, and then sent a gold pager on an olive tree.
And then there was all those other people in the market. Oh God, where was that, Mark? Where did the pagers go?
In
Syria?
No, in Lebanon.
No, Lebanon.
In Lebanon.
And all those poor people. There are so many people with horrible injuries. You know, still dealing with that now. Innocents. So.
Trump blessed Israeli strikes on Qatar, sources say, and then he immediately then said, but Qatar is our friend and we're sorry and it's regrettable.
Well, it's very difficult for him because he's just taken a massive plane for them.
Yeah.
And his family are all stitched up in great business deals, making huge amounts of money for Qatar. So, you know, it's an unholy mess.
Well, here you go. The Diplomat Life, great account. Do follow it. Qatar gifted Trump 400 million Boeing for use as Air Force One in May 2025. Today, Trump approved Israeli airstrikes on Doha, though America is trying to fan the flames of saying they didn't. Now, as Christos's incredibly astute observation showed last night, nothing that happened in Doha yesterday could have happened without full knowledge of the RAF and full knowledge of the American authorities.
Why without full knowledge of the RAF?
Because all of the radar that all of the Americans have across the Middle East will have fully known what was going on. And I've seen the flight paths of all of the Typhoon jets, the bombers, everything that the RAF was assisting. So when Starmer... I just
don't understand how they're just letting Israel just do this all over. It's making the world so fragile.
So when Starmer says this, Starmer condemns Israel's airstrike on Qatar as number 10, denies prior knowledge of mistake, of attack.
He's literally lying.
He's literally lying.
Literally lying. Okay. I mean, yeah.
He's literally lying, which then tells you that Lammy's literally lying about the genocide. They are all liars. Trump did also say that he was unhappy with Israel, but he's in a situation where he's trying to keep Qatar on board because they're an ally, theoretically. But Israel once again demonstrates such an aggressive, rogue nation approach. Now, I've got to give you a trigger warning. Listen, I played a clip of it in my reel last night. This is Netanyahu at a chat with the US Embassy, celebrating the US birthday. Just watch his supercilious
I'm going to step away.
Step away. Listen to this.
Sarah and I planned to be here earlier, but we were, I was otherwise engaged.
Yeah, attacking and destroying more Arab lives, you absolute fascist. You fascist.
They laugh.
Listen.
So But it's not too late, even on this belated day, to say, Happy birthday, America.
You obsequious, disgusting, manipulative, evil toe rag.
He's laughing at America.
He's got his hands on the table in that disgusting way. He's like, that hands on the table thing is his impersonation of civilization and civility versus savagery. He's a monster. He's gone now. He's gone now. I won't put it back on. I just want to show you this graphic. This is an animated graphic. I think it's Drop Site News, just showing you what happened from a sort of aerial perspective.
Doha, right where America runs its largest airbase. Don't be fooled. No jet could cross those skies without U.S. approval. This wasn't Israel acting alone. It was a joint signal of power and betrayal. Every radar around Al Udeid Air Base would have tracked the attack. Washington's complicity is undeniable. By allowing this strike, the U.S. proved that Qatar's so-called ally status collapses the moment Israel demands protection. Qatar is now the 10th country hit by Israel since October 2023. From Gaza to Lebanon, from Syria to Iraq, Iran, Yemen, and Egypt, to international waters near Malta, the flotilla ship in Tunisia, and today, Doha. Netanyahu's doctrine erases all borders, expansion without restraint, violence without accountability. This is the blueprint of Greater Israel. Hamas leaders were in Doha, reviewing Donald Trump's latest ceasefire plan when Israel struck. This is the pattern. Dangle negotiations, keep them busy, then assassinate them mid-talks. Israel does not want peace, only impunity. Reports emerged that the delegation, headed by senior official Khalil al-Hayya, survived the Israeli strike in Doha. Sources told news outlets. But survival doesn't change the outcome. This was a blatant act of war, carried out with American cover. By green-lighting the Doha strike, Washington and Tel Aviv delivered one chilling message. Arab sovereignty exists only at Israel's convenience. No capital is safe, not even under America's shadow. What do you think this means for the region? Share your thoughts in the comments.
How
That's
shocking.
a very good film.
It's an
What's that
incredibly,
account?
I think it's Drop Site News. I think.
Oh,
it was
Drop
on.
Site News. I follow them.
Incredibly detailed. Christos's, your work last night emulated that. Bless you. You were sending all the similar information. They were mopping up afterwards. There were all sorts of maneuvers going on into the early hours of this morning as planes were re-landing. And as Christos said, there were reconnaissance planes flying over the region just to triple check what responses could happen or might happen from anywhere. Perhaps Qatar, Saudi Arabia expressed their concern.
Can you imagine if this was an Arab country? How many countries has he, what was that?
10 since 2023. 10. But listen to this. This is the other part of it. Like it said there, America dangled negotiations with Iran and then took out all of the Iran's RAF. Do you remember? All of the people going to the meeting.
Yeah.
So what Arab nation worth its salt is now ever going to trust any form of negotiation? And Qatar, whatever you think of Qatar, hosting the Hamas or whatever, they like to characterize themselves as, someone just said, the Switzerland of the Middle East. Yeah. They're sort of, if you like, they're, how countries are known for certain things. Their thing is to try and encourage negotiations. It strikes me as bizarre that at the very point, Israel allegedly had agreed to a ceasefire and Hamas had agreed to
Mark, listen to what you just said, because how does Netanyahu want the world to think about all that region as savages. Okay? As savages.
Thank you, Lord.
So if they are seen, people just saying that, well, they're the Switzerland. He didn't want that.
No.
He doesn't want that. He doesn't want any positive PR coming out about the Arab regions.
No positive representation whatsoever. I'm just going to show you, we have some footage shot in Doha of the immediate aftermath of the strike.
Exactly.
So, but remember this.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Sana hindi po mami yung kotse. Oh my God!
What do I say
CCTV footage
all
of
the time? What they can do to them, they can do to anyone. What we've stood by as a world and allowed to be done to the Palestinians.
So there is something called...
That could have been England, couldn't it?
It could have been.
It was so green.
Absolutely. There is something called the Samson option. Have you heard about the Samson option, Nat?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's the what's the one where they shoot their own soldiers?
Hannibal Directive.
Hannibal Directive, where you don't allow your Israeli troops to be hijacked or taken prisoner. You shoot them. You shoot your own.
And that happened, didn't it? And
yeah, that happened on October the 7th. Yeah, a lot of the helicopters shot their own soldiers. The Samson option is a suggestion that Israel and it feels like Israel is tipping towards this idea of democracy is a nonsense anyway. But is tipping further and further into extremity. It's attacking more and more countries. That's usually a giveaway sign that they hate most countries around them and they have expansionist plans. But the Samson option,
they don't want any risks whatsoever. What they want is a zero risk life. You can't have that.
No
so
one
that's
has
why
that.
they're bombing, peaceful activists. No country has that. No enemies.
Yeah, and we are getting to the the second drone or cigarette butt that was dropped on as the authorities keep saying, on the flotilla. But just on this, so you heard that woman screaming. You've got real people, real citizens of real countries being brought into this crisis by a man standing at a podium saying, "Sorry, we're late. We were otherwise engaged." It's
blowing up people.
It's such
in
a
caricature
caricature of villainy. It's such a caricature.
Because how many times in one day do we mark with our friends, with our family, with you guys here say we cannot believe it. We have run out of words. This is day in, day out. Just when we think there is no lower we can go, they show us there's miles left to go yet.
So the narrative, this isn't to say Russia is some friendly teddy bear that we should get close to. Of course not. Nor is China. The point is, treat all nations the same.
Yeah.
America is as villainous as Russia, as China, as India, as Pakistan, as Israel. And the Samson option, as Arsenal says here, where did you say it, Arsenal? That seems to have flown up. Leaked documents of the Samson option show that European and US cities are their focus in that doctrine. They have so many nuclear warheads, which they're expanding and building on at the moment. No one knows where they're pointed because they're the only country in the world that don't have to have
checks and balances.
Yeah, can you believe that? So I'm just going to go to Greg Stoker, who's on the flotilla. This is a sort of segue of sorts, but he's just going to talk about the Qatar incident. He's always...
So just explain who he is, Mark.
So, well, maybe you should.
So Greg Stoker, I think lots of you follow him. He is an what sort of standard?
He's an Iraqi veteran, isn't he?
Yeah, he very, very experienced. And he turned against the army. He left. He's got loads of medals, hasn't he? He really knows his stuff, and he's been amazing throughout this. He's now anti-imperialist, anti-colonialist, and he knows his stuff inside out. And as Mark says, he's now very bravely one of those on the flotilla. And
he is incredibly, he's sort of, I know Tarantino himself is fucking Zionist up to the hilt, but he has a Tarantino-esque sort of immediacy about him, which I like
him enormously.
Yeah, you go.
Qatar, one of the United States' prime negotiators for all things West Asia. Targeting Hamas leadership right after, Hamas signaled that they are willing to engage in ceasefire negotiations and accept terms that they may not have accepted about 2 years ago. There will be no peace. The international rules-based order, this is like the final nail in the coffin, and now the preeminent law of the land is might makes right, and now the entire world is incredibly less safe. Soon, everything Israel and the United States empire doesn't like, Venezuelan speedboats, illegal immigrants in the United States, everything will be Hamas. If you're still talking about Democrats and Republicans and not caring about foreign policy, you don't know what the hell is going on in this world. Wasn't whatever happened with the non-catastrophic drone strike on the Global Samud Flotilla in the port of Tunis last night a nice piece of political theater? Something to think about. Anyways, all semblance of negotiations are over. Now, this is down the hill with no brakes, full-blown genocide.
Where is he?
He's there on land at the moment in Tunis.
They're
on port.
What was happened?
They're at port.
Yeah. So do you remember yesterday when we said first thing Greta Thunberg said when she spoke after the bomb on the boat? She said don't take your eyes off what they're doing, because it's a distraction.
Absolutely.
Theatre. Please follow him. He's so interesting.
Yeah.
Greg Stoker. There's a long interview with him on what's it called? Miriam Tea with Miriam on YouTube. Watch it.
I just want to show these headlines. British reconnaissance have been flying over Qatar. I just want us all to be reminded that the RAF and British intelligence and British military were involved in the strike yesterday. So Keir Starmer is lying, and someone needs to hold that motherfucker to account. I'm telling you that straight. As he stands there with the president of a genocidal nation who signed missiles and has used genocidal language, he invites him into 10 Downing Street. There is no equivalence, actually, because I know someone trying to draw it, between having invited Mahmoud Abbas in 2 days ago and bringing in this guy. This is unforgivable and unacceptable, and entirely unacceptable. It makes me so fucking cross. Israeli figure hints at possible targeting of Ankara after Doha. So keep your eyes on Turkey. Keep your eyes on Turkey. Despite UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer saying the suffering and starvation unfolding in Gaza is unspeakable, for the next 4 days, 51 Israeli arms manufacturers are in the East End of London, and the US company behind the F-35 fighters used to bomb Gaza will be selling weapons at the trade show in Docklands in London.
Wow.
And he's having a cup of tea with the president of Israel. There he is.
Oh my God.
Unforgivably evil. Just because he's in a suit and he's boring doesn't mean he isn't just as evil, because he is. Yes, absolutely, Michu. Herzog is in the UK to try and convince the UK out of recognising Palestinian statehood at UN Assembly. And guess what? He will probably succeed.
Yes. And if not, who knows? We could get a little drone sent over to us, couldn't we?
God,
in our thousands, in our millions, we are all Palestinians.
Okay, moving over to the Gaza Flotilla. We could not believe this. We got into bed. Nadia was stroking my nose, and we were just kind of looking dreamily into each other's eyes.
And I went, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. And Nadia was like, there's been a second drone
We
strike.
actually couldn't believe it. We kept checking and checking. We were so exhausted. I mean, we would have done a live. We should have really to have got it out there.
Oh my God.
We were broken at that time. I don't know.
Don't even get started about people.
We actually couldn't believe it when we saw it. Second one, after they spent all day yesterday, the day before, telling us that there was no strike.
It never happened.
It was just our lying eyes.
So here's some footage.
Cigarettes and kneecap, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Here's some footage. Here's some footage of the second drone strike.
Does anyone believe this? Does anyone not believe this? What are we supposed to think? I mean, it's very difficult, isn't it?
Okay, and I don't know this lady's name, but she's one of the crew members. She gives us some first-hand testimony.
This is drone strike number 2 on one of the Global Samud Flotilla boats. There was a drone strike tonight on our boat, the Alma. My night watch shift had just ended, so I just went to bed because I was supposed to be up again at 2 a.m. And now basically the new shift had just started, and we heard someone scream drone, and we ran inside, and life vests on, and we hope this is not a nightly occurrence because they are playing lots of games.
They're playing mind games. These are warnings. These aren't, some people are saying, well, if they wanted to take them out, they'd have used a strong drone. That would be a declaration of war.
Listen, you don't know where that could land. That could land on the diesel tank, like the one the day before landed so close. That means they go sky high. These people are so... Can I just take a moment for all their children,
families,
their friends, their family? If anyone says to you, that lot of attention seekers, please pull them up on it.
Yeah.
So these are truly altruistic people, and they are rare in this world, and I'm just in awe. I
just want to give you the details on the actual story. International Aid Initiative Global Samud Flotilla has said one of its boats was attacked by drone. The second such reported in 2 days. The flotilla, as you know, which is seeking to break Israel's naval blockade and deliver humanitarian aid, said in a statement on Wednesday all passengers and crew were unharmed and that no structural damage had been caused. GSF reported the first attack, as did we, on Tuesday, saying one of its vessels had been struck by a drone in Tunisian waters. But Tunisia's interior ministry say that reports of a drone hitting the boat had no basis in truth and that a fire broke out on the vessel itself, despite there being footage of a projectile landing on the ship. The group said that the boat that was struck in the early hours of this morning or last night, late hours of last night, was the British flagged Alma. And so it's interesting that once again, Keir Starmer is entertaining the president of Israel when a British flagged humanitarian ship was struck by a drone and there is no comment. And none of our media is asking for comments from any of these politicians.
That's why, again, it's so important that you share whenever you see, because that's the way we're going to hopefully keep them safer, is if the world is watching outside of what the mainstream media want you to see. I mean, imagine if we didn't have social media now. No, we wouldn't know any of this.
No, not at all, not at all. And what does that tell you, guys? What does that tell you about the amount of atrocities that will have gone utterly unrecorded in the time that me and Nadia met? Let's not forget, these iPhones came about, what, sort of 20 years ago. They began to become a regular thing. Social media, 10, 15 years ago. Everything that we're going through now makes me think of the sheer number of atrocities that will have gone unrecorded, unverified, without any evidence. And I just want to show you now, before we just move on to Donald Trump being heckled, and we've got some very arresting footage there, which I want to show you. This footage I'm about to show you is footage from an Israeli drone as some humanitarian aid trucks go into the ravaged strip of Gaza. The quality of the footage is such that obviously someone, maybe a whistleblower within the Israeli army, was filming the drone footage off a screen. So at some point it's mediated twice, through one screen and then onto another. Just stick with this footage, because when I was watching it, I couldn't help but be reminded of films like The Last of Us, series like The Last of Us, and Train to Busan and that kind of thing. Watch this, please.
Oh my God!
This handling now for
oh my God!
I literally couldn't believe my eyes.
The numbers that we know, because there will be more that have been killed, shot while trying to get food since the GFH has been there. There's 2,000 at the moment. And what's that? I mean, this is probably something we don't even know about extra.
But these are just, I mean, the image there of desperation, the fact that the thing that reminded me of, and I'm going to use the analogy. Do you remember I said to you when I was doing a shoot in America and we were driving across the Midwest? And I remember saying to someone who we were driving with, I was looking at a field in the far distance, Missouri, Montana, somewhere. I said, what, that black field over there is moving. And the person I was with said, you're not going to believe it. She said, look closer. And we were driving. It was miles away. It was like bubbling on the horizon. I said, why is it bubbling? Is it the heat? She said, no. She said, that black color, which looked like a field, imagine a great horizon of black, was all cows. And it was McDonald's largest farm. And then, of course, as we got closer and closer, it began to, the detail kicked in and you began to see.
That was like that. I thought that was smoke.
So did I. I thought it was.
And now there is, there's been, with an ex-Israeli IOF chap has created a Gaza War Games.
Oh, I saw that.
Video game. Because probably he's missing it because they've been playing that in real life.
Yeah, I don't
as we've had the testimonies from doctors saying each day, the young men will come in with the same injuries. So today's Monday, let's shoot at their bollocks. Today's Tuesday, let's try and shoot them in the head. And they all come in with the same body part shot. And now they've made that into a game. I suppose because once all the Palestinians have been killed, they'll miss it, right?
Let's read some of your comments, because this is the death toll, Shilly says, is considered to be closer to 200,000 according to the Lancet. You're absolutely right.
Don't forget, they can't count anymore. There's no infrastructure. And everyone under the rubble Anyone under the rubble isn't counted.
Yeah, please, everyone, watch the Tucker Carlson documentary on 9/11. I think we should do a focus piece on it. MeTube, it's not that complex. It's about chess pieces on the board. You're right. Israel is a knight, which is the craftiest piece on a chessboard, or a rook piece, keeping the Arab states locked. Oh, Anne-Marie, I honestly can't handle it. I'm meant to limit my news. I need to limit my news intake, which makes me feel like a coward. No, not at all.
No, that's okay. Limit
so
and
much
do it
suffering.
As you can.
I'm complaining. Fee, even if you had food, you'd think you may have to hoard some in case next week you have nothing, and then that food gets bombed.
Yeah.
Every time you see something so awful, Lamia Safa, you see something so awful, you see something much worse, or you hear something much worse. You're absolutely right.
I saw you that little video. Sent you that little video yesterday. It was a woman out on the street. So this is new. This is Gaza City. They've been displaced. She's out of the place. She's got all the children are crying around her. She's got an elderly person. She's got a couple of bags. She's standing there, and she said, "And where am I to go? There's 12 people. We live as 12 people in our house, and we're out on the street. We haven't even got a mattress. We haven't got a loaf of bread. We haven't got a bottle of water." And the children are just like panicking, running around, or like, they haven't yet, this is the new shoving. And we think, well, we've seen what's going to happen next. You'll be moved and moved and moved till there's less and less of you, and that family of 12 will go down and down and down eventually.
I've got a suggestion for the American governments and the West. They're so keen on regime change. We need regime change in Israel. We absolutely need. The only thing that will actually guarantee Israel's safety and security and future is regime change in Israel.
I think so. I think Israel is going to be very safe. I think it's the rest of us, all the rest of us. That need to
I don't know. I mean, there's only so much you can keep. You put the boot on everyone's neck around you.
But don't forget, they've got a maniac sociopath, and let's go to that next.
Yes.
Who's supporting all of it and paying for all of it. Everyone in Israel has free university, free healthcare, free. People in America don't. All the money is sent there. For that, they don't, and they're cutting Medicaid to send more money to Israel. So they'll be fine because he's got the purse strings, hasn't he?
We only do regime change in non-democracies, but as I've said many times, Michub, Israel is a fraudulent democracy. It's not a democracy. It's a democracy if you're Israeli, but if you're Israeli and of any ethnic
I would argue even that, because the Israelis are kept very kept very protected from actually what the truth
propagandized, controlled. They don't know. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm going to show you this clip. So Donald Trump went for a meal in Washington, D.C. We know how important that is to him. He feels like he's liberated restaurants everywhere, doesn't he? Suddenly his friends who haven't been out for years can now go to restaurants due to his incredibly draconian crackdown. Check this out. I mean, I keep watching this and thinking, how was it allowed to happen?
I don't know. I can't work out how they knew he was there.
No, and how they managed to kind of erupt. Just watch this.
Because this is Code Pink, you've probably seen her. And
they have lots of accounts, don't they?
They have lots of accounts, and they stomp up and down the corridors, don't they? In and out of the equivalent of MPs' offices, demanding answers to questions. They're peaceful activists. In fact, she was arrested.
The most notable woman I know from she was arrested.
And they're amazing. They're just made up of a group of very smart, like relentless Jewish. Many of them are Jewish. The main woman,
tenacious. The true definition of the word. Yeah. Tenacious.
And they do not stop. Even as she was being arrested the other day, she was so eloquent as she was saying why she shouldn't be arrested. So it was that group.
You know what I love about her?
So maybe because they're in the building, they knew that there was going to be a dinner.
What I love about her and what I love about this lot is it's like, and I think this is something we need to adopt here. Open your mouth as soon as you're next to someone like Herzog or Lamy and just keep the talking and asking the questions.
I think Code Pink. They are Code Pink on Instagram. Follow them. They're pretty amazing.
So check this out. This is a treat.
Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free DC, free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free DC, free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free DC, free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. What do you want your legacy to be? Let's go. He's terrorizing communities. Let's go. Time to go. He's terrorizing communities. Time to go. Time to go. Puerto Rico. Let's go. Free DC, free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time.
I just want to give you a second angle on it that I just found. Let me just show you this.
Free DC, free Palestine.
Apartheid.
That's right. It's not.
Free DC, free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free DC, free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free DC, free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free DC, free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. What do you want your legacy to be?
Let's go. Come on, let's go. Now, what on
See
earth?
where he's going.
What on earth is going to happen to those women?
Oh, this is what I mean. It takes the women. It takes the women.
Is it Rosie O'Donnell? Is that her name? The Irish comedian who's in
He's
Ireland.
threatening all sorts
I mean,
of
what the
her.
hell is he going to do with this? I mean, this is the problem. That's a dictator.
Mhm.
That's an
The way it
autocrat.
goes like that is almost like off with their heads.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
Thank you so much, guys. As you say, please hit that subscribe button. It helps this information get out there. Follow us on all our Instagram accounts and check out for when we post about Palestine and reshare and comment. Don't just put an emoji, comment, save it, because then that helps the algorithm.
Absolutely. And thank you for all of your comments, all of your statements. We hope that this provides you with a safe space to feel like you're not going mad, because we do. My Instagram post last night, I literally
Feel
head
like
in
we're going
hands
mad,
feel
don't
like we're
we?
going mad.
Yeah.
Feel like, yeah. Anyway, guys, have a good day. Something else will be landing on the channel later. Lots of love. Bye.